Hello and welcome to Aware on the Air, presented by members and friends of Aware, the anti-war, anti-racism effort, a local Champaign-Urbana peace group. I'm Carl Estabrook. We're recording this at midday on Tuesday, October 29th, in the studios of Urbana Public Television. Recordings of earlier programs and links to the articles we referred to today can be found on the Facebook page for Aware of Champaign-Urbana, Illinois. Comments on this program are welcome. Email us at cgestabrook@gmail.com. Our program concentrates on the news of U.S. war-making, which is generally not reported, not by accident, in the U.S. media. When it is, it's jingoistic celebration. Those attending to the News Gazette's feature, Those Who Served, should recall the remark by the late George Carlin, service is a funny name for killing people. Since 1945, the United States government has killed over 20 million people in wars in Korea, Vietnam, the Middle East, Latin America, and elsewhere, wars designed to maintain the worldwide economic hegemony that the U.S. inherited as the only largely undamaged major country in World War II. Russia lost some 27 million people in defeating Nazism. The U.S. lost 500,000 in World War II as a whole. To counter the vast American government propaganda on its role in killing people for the benefit of the U.S. 1%, I suggest beginning with Nicholson Baker's 2008 book, Human Smoke, The Beginnings of World War II, The End of Civilization. The U.S. media, owned by large corporations, continue to tell us how terrible President Trump is and how he must be removed from office, but that's a way to avoid talking about how far more terrible U.S. government war-making is. In regard to killing people around the world, the Trump administration's policy seems little different from that of the Obama administration. But Trump does not seem to inhibit our government from war-making when he suggests ending U.S. war-making in Syria or Afghanistan. The military thug who takes credit for the illegal killing of Osama bin Laden now proposes a coup against the U.S. president. Admiral William McRaven, now Chancellor at the University of Texas, had an article in the New York Times last week in which he suggested that Trump should be removed by foul means or fair in order to keep up U.S. war-making. President Obama inherited two shameful wars from the Bush administration in Afghanistan and Iraq. He increased the number to 8, attacking Libya, Pakistan, the Philippines, Somalia, Syria, and Yemen as well. And Obama became the first U.S. president ever to be at war throughout 2 presidential terms. No other U.S. president did that, not even President Lincoln in the Civil War, nor President Wilson in World War I, nor President Roosevelt in World War II. As Barack Obama said in 2012, after ordering drone assassinations of American citizens, including a teenager, and he did that purposely, quote, "Turns out I'm really good at killing people. Didn't know that was going to be a strong suit of mine," close quote. Obama's remark, which quoted in a book at the time, has never been denied by him or his people. Perhaps even more dangerously, Obama continued America's longest-standing foreign policy, attempting to prevent the integration of Eurasia for fear that would retard the U.S. elite's economic exploitation of the rest of the world by American war provocations against Russia and China, from Ukraine to the South China Sea. Trump, after criticizing Obama's war-making, has largely continued it. Since the end of World War II, the U.S. has killed more than 20 million people in wars designed to destroy challenges to the economic hegemony the U.S. obtained after World War II. That's why today international polls show that the U.S. is the most feared government in the world, not Russia, China, Iran, or Israel, or terrorists. Trump is not the problem. U.S. war-making is. The rest of the world recognizes that the U.S. government remains what Martin Luther King called it long ago, the greatest purveyor of violence in the world today. With other peace groups around the world, we call upon our president and government to close all U.S. military bases on foreign soil, bring all U.S. troops and weapons home, and provide social supports, including free medical care, education, and a universal basic income, for Americans who've been made poor by generations of our government's wars. Send your opinion to your representatives in Congress. Email addresses for Senator Dick Durbin, Senator Tammy Duckworth, and Representative Rodney Davis are on our Facebook page at Aware of Champaign-Urbana, Illinois. And this program, Aware on the Air, a local discussion of war news, is on Urbana Public Television Tuesdays at 10 p.m. and repeated, and on YouTube. This is Aware on the Air, produced and directed by Jason Liggett and Andrew Scollery, thanks to whom also this program and others like it will be available on YouTube and archive.org. Comments on this program are welcome. Email me at carl@newsfromneptune.com. We rely on our researcher, Jeff Nicholson, whose blog, Digital Citizen, we recommend highly. There's a link to it on our Facebook page, along with his detailed notes to this program. Jeff has provided the following videos for tonight's program. First, an interview with Green Party presidential candidate Jill Stein by Jimmy Dore. Jill Stein was attacked as a Russian agent by Hillary Clinton last week. Stein talks about the feckless Democrats, the reason to vote third-party independent, and why we should support ranked choice voting, smearing truth-tellers, and more. Second, a John Pilger interview with Ashton Ratansi on Going Underground. Partial transcript of both of these interviews are on the Facebook page for Aware on the Air. Finally, Aware honors those who reveal the crimes of the U.S. government, which the rest of the world knows about, but Americans don't. Assange, Manning, Snowden, and others who are real whistleblowers. Truth-tellers persecuted by the American government, including our liberal Democratic Senator, Senator Durbin, a shill for the Russiagate propaganda, and unconstitutional attacks on the free press, notably in the case of WikiLeaks and Julian Assange, who's being tortured to death by the U.S. and U.K. governments at the moment. Now, this is Carl Estabrook for the members and friends of AWARE, the anti-war, anti-racism effort of Champaign-Urbana, saying in the words of the late newsman Edward R. Murrow, good night and good luck.